Hey guys, so this is my review for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 6 Reunion Part 3. If you did not catch my reviews for Parts 1 and 2, please go check those out. And please go check out the rest of my videos reviewing this entire season of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Now, this reunion starts with Paris going off on Brittany B. Their beef is really petty. I don't even necessarily feel like you can even call it a beef because I just feel like it's really, really petty. I feel like Zell and Paris are really dramatic. I feel like they make small situations into something that's huge, something that it's not. And I just feel like the two of them just are looked at as the two goofballs of Love and Hip Hop. Like, I just feel like they don't really bring any substance to the show. Their storylines are usually really dry, and I just feel like they try to amp things up for the cameras in order to make themselves seem more interesting, or to make themselves seem like they bring more to the show that they actually don't bring. And that's just my personal opinion about the two of them. I also thought that it was a really low blow when Zell said to Brittany B that her mom doesn't even want her. I thought that was a really bad low blow that he did to her, because everybody knows that that's definitely a sensitive topic for Brittany. I'm not saying that Brittany was innocent throughout the season, because she definitely did some things that were problematic, but I feel like, bringing her mom and her situation with her mom into it was really a low blow. Now, Zell and Paris end up going backstage, and they're talking to Kendall, and they start breaking down crying. And honestly, I kind of laughed a little bit just because I felt like they weren't being genuine. And I don't know if they were or not, but in my opinion, I just feel like a lot of what they do isn't genuine. I feel like they try to amp things up for the cameras. So I didn't really believe their tears. Now, Paris was saying that the reason why she started to tear up was because everybody always says that Zell's downfall is going to be defending Paris. And I feel like his downfall is the fact that he's messy. Like, he's known for being really, really messy, and he claims that's not who he really is. But then why are you always representing yourself as this really messy person? So if he wants that to change, he's going to have to change his behavior. Now, they end up talking about Moniece and April's little link up earlier in this season, because Moniece felt like because Drew and Omarion were able to put their differences aside with one another to make money for the tour, she felt like her and April could do the same thing, and that they would get some type of clout because of their situation with their baby daddies. And, Moniece was trying to get to the money, but I honestly thought that was going to be doomed from the jump. And, April ended up pulling out of it towards the last minute, and so they didn't end up actually going on tour with one another, which everybody was against them doing it anyway. Everybody felt like it wasn't genuine, the two of them going on tour together. Now, Moniece says that she's going on tour in March, and that she did some songs with Brittany B, and that her album will be out on Black Friday, so that has already gone to pass. So her album's clearly already out. I really do hope that Moniece is successful in her life, because I feel like she needs some type of success in her life in order for her to feel like she's moving in the right direction, because I just feel like she feels like she's not moving in the direction that she really wants to go. Now, K. Michelle said that when Moniece linked up with April, it was a gimmick, and her and April linking up wasn't sincere, which it absolutely wasn't sincere. Moniece claims that she was only doing it for the fact that they're both good looking and they both have some type of talent, and she felt like they could make money together. But I also do agree with K. Michelle that it was definitely a gimmick, and I feel like it wasn't sincere at all. I feel like it was just to kind of make the season more interesting by them doing that. Now, Brittany B gets yelled at by Lyrica and A1 about her career, because everybody was trying to say that her career wasn't what she was really trying to make it out to be. And I honestly feel like, Lyrica and Brittany B have a petty beef with one another. Lyrica claims that she doesn't even have issues with Brittany B, but Brittany B misinterpreted their relationship with one another. They barely even knew each other, and she felt like Brittany B was trying to make it like they were really close at one point, and that's the reason why the two of them have some type of beef with one another. But I feel like Lyrica's energy is directed at the wrong people. I feel like her energy like that should be directed at A1, because he's the one that's running around here making her look like a fool. Now, K. Michelle says Brittany was misinterpreting their relationship as well, trying to make it seem like they've worked together and that they were kind of close with one another. And so now I believe Lyrica, when she said that Brittany B was misrepresenting their relationship with one another, that they barely even knew each other, because K. Michelle basically said the same damn thing verbatim. So I feel like Brittany B has an issue with, misinterpreting her relationships with people and trying to make it into something that it's not. And so if she comes back for the next season of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, hopefully she changes that around, because now it's making it look like she's desperate for friends. But Jason Lee ends up defending Brittany B a little bit, because he says that he asked her to set up some type of event for him, and he didn't even have to ask her twice. She did the whole thing and was able to get it done, and it came out perfect. So I do think it was good that Jason came in and said that, she does do good work, for what she does do, but they definitely were saying that she was trying to overplay her career a bit. They end up talking about J-Boog trying to get Immature back together for a tour, and how at first it was rocky, but they ended up coming to an agreement, and also Ray J squashed his beef with Marcus Houston. We all know now that Ray J dropped out of the Immature tour because of he claimed he wanted to focus on Princess and his kids, because she's pregnant with a new baby, which is definitely understandable. We don't know right now the status with Princess and Ray J at this point in time, because they had a lot of drama recently with one another. I know they just did a baby shower recently, but we have yet to see a picture of her and Ray J together at that baby shower, so we don't even know where Ray J and Princess stand at this point in time. Now, Mr. Ray ends up calling Paris a sexy pumpkin because her outfit, I don't know about sexy, but she did look like a pumpkin. And it's not because her weight, it's because the fact that she came with a bright orange dress on, which I thought the dress was okay, but I feel like she had one boob inside the corset for it and the other boob was hanging out, and I don't know if that was intentional or unintentional, but it looked a little bit funny to me. Now, J-Boog and Tiara Marie seem like they're interested in each other. They seem like they kind of want to go on a date or something, because her and Paris was kind of going back and forth about him, because I guess they're both kind of interested in him a little bit. But J-Boog showed interest in Tiara Marie, so we'll see what ends up happening with the two of them. And I actually think that J-Boog would actually be a good match for Tiara. Maybe he can get her on track and maybe help her get her career where she wants it to be at. So they start getting into Mickey Munday and his struggling music career, and also about his relationship with Slick Woods. He says that he's no longer in a relationship with Slick Woods, but the two of them are still cool. He said that people were saying that he was with her only to clout chase, but really what he was doing was he was rooting her on and being her biggest fan, because that's what you're supposed to do when you're in a relationship with somebody, but you're definitely supposed to, cheer on the person you're with. And so I agree with him on that point. And if he was clout chasing off of her, it didn't work, because he's still at a standstill when it comes to his career. Now, he turned down the role on Empire, which would have made him a lot of money, and he turned that down because he was in a deal with Akon. And so the deal with Akon ended up falling through, and he thinks that it has something to do with his little relationship with Trisha Anna, and Trisha Anna was with Akon. They were involved with one another, and so that kind of messed up his chances of working with Akon. And, he did say that he's working with some big names in the music industry, and that hopefully he gets where he wants to be in his career. And some of the people that were on set said that they would help him out as best as they could. So we'll see what ends up happening with his career if he ends up being on the next season of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. So they end up talking about Jason Lee's broken relationship with his family. He was in and out of foster care. He didn't have a good relationship with his mom, nor did he have a good relationship with his dad. And his older brother ended up getting killed. And so he ended up moving away from his family and not having really anything to do with his family. And so he was trying to get everybody to, get back together in some way, shape, or form to remember the life of his brother. Now, his father never ended up showing up to the meeting that he set up with him, nor did he show up to the memorial for his brother. And so, Jason said that he is going to have to realize and accept the fact that his relationship with his father is not going to change. Now, Jason said that he was just trying to make peace with his parents. He was able to do that with his mom before she died, and he wanted to do the same with his father because his father is getting older as well. But he now accepts the fact that that's probably never going to happen for him. Now, he also apologized to April for the way that he handled things with her, which I think was good that he apologized, because I do think that he handled things with April wrong. April definitely did a lot of messed up shit this season. season, but I think that the way that Jason Lee handled that situation was extremely unprofessional, and if I was her, I would, squash the beef with him, but I would never ever consider him a friend again after the way that he treated her. They end up allowing A1 and Lyrica to talk without their moms being there, which I thought was a good thing because their moms intervene in their relationship way too much. Like, I feel like that's partly why their relationship is where it is right now, because their moms bring more drama to their relationship than there would be if their moms never got involved in anything. And I feel like that's partly why their communication is all messed up too, because their moms keep intervening. Now, Lyrica was saying that she feels like A1 doesn't show any remorse, and she doesn't like that he doesn't show emotion. I feel like she doesn't like that he doesn't show any emotion because that makes her not know where his head's at. It's like, if he's not showing any emotion or any remorse, that means he doesn't feel bad for what he's done to me, and that means that he'll probably do it again. And not just that, it's like, maybe he doesn't love me. Maybe he doesn't want to be with me because he's not showing any emotion towards this whole situation that we're in. And A1 was saying that he didn't come to the reunion to argue because it did start to turn into a bit of an argument, and so he was saying that she's hurt him too. And Lyrica doesn't like when he brings up the fact that she's hurt him too, because she feels like what he's done definitely outweighs what she's done to him. Now, Lyrica was saying that there's a possibility that they could stay together, okay? There's a possibility, this is what aggravates me about Lyrica and A1 situation, is because one minute they're up, then the next minute they're down, and it's literally in the matter of like hours or days. And it just drives me crazy. Like, their whole storyline this season annoyed the hell out of me, okay? But in this very moment, I felt bad for the two of them, okay? Because they end up breaking down in tears, okay? A1 breaks down and cries first, and then so does Lyrica. And Lyrica breaks down so hard that she ends up having to leave the stage because she can't even contain herself as hard as she's crying. And I actually felt bad because I do feel like they love each other. Obviously, he doesn't love her enough to not cheat on her, but I do think that they love each other. But it's just so much drama that's going on in their relationship. It's like, how do you come back from all of this? And so, Lyrica ends up coming back on stage, and she sits next to A1, and she leans in and she gives him a hug. And, she was saying that she feels like time will heal their relationship. And A1 says for himself that he needs to get himself right with God. And I feel like he's on the path where he wants to focus on himself and then get the relationship back to where it needs to go. And I feel like Lyrica is more focused on trying to get the relationship back to where it needs to go, whereas she needs to do what A1's doing and focus on herself first. Because if you work on yourself, then too, you can work on your relationship once you guys work on yourselves. Now, Lyrica says that it shows that A1 feels something because he ended up crying. And so I feel like him crying is what she wanted to see. And, maybe their relationship can work out, but I do believe that they're going to need to go to therapy in order to make things work. I'm sorry, but I do think that they're going to need to go to therapy because I feel like they don't communicate well without somebody mediating this situation. Now, A1 ends up apologizing to Lyrica for the way that he spoke to her mom, which I did feel like that was mature of him, and I think that it was good that he apologized for that. So I mean, maybe they're moving in the right direction, but right now I don't know where Lyrica and A1 stand. So the show ends up ending with Moniece's best moments because she's leaving Love and Hip Hop for a little while she gets herself together. She was saying that she wants to focus on her career and get herself right for herself and her son, and I really hope that she means that. I feel like she will come back to the show at some point, but I think she needs a few seasons off this show because I don't feel like the show helps. I feel like the show brings more stress onto her than it would if she wasn't even on the show. I feel like she needs to get her mental health right, her physical health right, and get her career where she wants it to be at so that she can be in the best possible place for her son and for herself, because she needs to practice self-care, and I feel like she doesn't do that. Now, Drew ended up saying that if Moniece needs her space, he'll take over with their son while she gets herself together, and once she gets herself together and says that she's ready to, get back to co-parenting again with their son, he'll allow her to do that because he feels like she deserves the relationship with their son. And I think that that was really mature of Drew, and I hope that he meant that because that's something that she's probably going to need. She's going to need his support in this situation, whether they get along or not. For the sake of their son, they're going to have to figure something out because their relationship is so toxic. And, April said that she hopes that them two can figure something out in order to co-parent properly because she wants to do the same with Omarion. I don't know if she was being genuine or not, but hopefully she was because, they've had a lot of drama lately. Now, they end up asking, Drew and April if they're going to plan on expanding their family at any point in time soon. And they said no, that their relationship is not at that level yet. I don't even think their relationship is going to last. I really don't. I honestly think that they did this for the show, for the storyline, and because it made them a little bit more money and got them more publicity by them doing this. But I don't think their relationship is going to last. I barely even think their relationship is real. Maybe Drew really likes April, but I don't think April really likes Drew like that. I really just don't. And I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. Now, the reunion ends with Paris saying that she still has problems with Brittany B, and that if she sees her, she's going to fight her, which I think is stupid and petty. I feel like Paris and Zell are not trying to grow. Zell did that whole little scene on one of the episodes where he was saying that he doesn't want to be looked at as messy anymore, and that's not truly who he is, but that's how he represents himself, and that's how Paris represents herself too. I don't feel like they have the best reputation, and I don't feel like ending the reunion on a bad note was the way to go. Lyrica and A1 say that they're getting their friendship back on track, and that even if they don't end up getting back together, they showed and proved that they're able to co-parent well. And so that's what's most important. If they don't end up getting back together again, at least they can co-parent properly, and that's what's definitely important. So we'll see what ends up happening the next time we hear from them. But let me know what you guys thought about this part of the reunion down in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe to my channels for more videos, and thank you to all my subscribers for the support. I appreciate you guys so very much, more than you guys will ever know. And until next time, I will see you in my next video.